Welcome to Sewing Thursday. I am, of course, T, and you might know me from my sewing blog, Sewing by T, my fabric shop, Simply by T, or maybe you just stumbled on this video. But if you love sewing, you are in the right place. So today we have got some really fun things to talk about. And as people are popping on, I want to remind you to say hi, like this post. Of course, share with your friends because we want all of our sewing friends to know what is going on. And I have got a long list of things to try to get through today in 15 minutes. So I'm going to try not to waste any time. So the very first thing that I want to tell you, it's exciting, but it's not exciting. Oh, thank you, Kaima. Yes, this is double brush poly from our shop, and this is a New Horizons Deer Creek, and I like it right now because, of course, I'm pregnant, and it makes me look very pregnant, even though I'm not that big, but I wouldn't wear it if I wasn't. So if you're like an inverted triangle body shape like me, the Deer Creek is not your best clothing choice unless you want to look pregnant. So obviously, since I am pregnant, I'm okay with looking pregnant. So this is our oatmeal baby French terry, and it is finally here. So we have been waiting and waiting. And did I mention waiting? So it was so worth it. Like, I love the color on this. Like, there's brown and gray and cream, and it's just gorgeous. And of course, just like all of our baby French terry, it is soft and drapey and just kind of amazing. So if you were waiting on this, your orders are almost done. We're halfway through. We will finish the rest of them tonight, and they will be in the mail tomorrow. So I want to thank everybody for their patience. Let's get started. So if you are a member of the Facebook group, you know that I was talking about how I bought a new sewing machine foot, and it was really life-changing. So this is the foot I bought. Let's see if we can block some of the glare. There we go. And it is a clear foot for my cover stitch machine. There you go. Now, my cover stitch machine came with this foot. And as you can see, you cannot see what's going on as the stitches pass from here to here, which is fine if you're hemming flat, because your stitches are never going to match up. But if you want to be sure that your stitches from the beginning all the way around back to the end match up, you need to be able to see what you're doing, right? So I invested in this foot. I haven't used it yet because I haven't hemmed anything because I barely had time to sew this week, which is tragic. But when I got to thinking about it, I was like, wait, every machine you own needs a clear foot. My serger actually came with a clear foot. That was awesome. However, my very high-end sewing machine did not. This is the foot I have, and while it has a nice open toe, you still aren't going to see the stitches perfectly going through there. So I grabbed, where's the box? Okay, I don't know what I do with the box, but my big 40-something sewing machine feet set that I bought, and it comes with this very nice, completely clear foot. So you can make sure that your stitches, as they're going through, are lining up absolutely perfectly when you're hemming in the round, because you'll be able to see them, and you can make sure that that needle hits exactly where you want it to. My daughter's Janome actually came with the clear foot. This is their main A foot. So this is the one that came in my 42 count box. And I will definitely, when I'm hemming on my sewing machine, switch out from this one because I want my stitches to line up. I want everything to look perfect. You know, the whole point of hemming in the round is so that you don't end up with a bump or a zigzag or anything weird going on. So if you don't already have one, this one was a little expensive, but it's actually Janome brand. I could not find an off-brand for my cover stitch, but I know you can find an off-brand for your sewing machine. And if I had to guess, this is going to be like $2. So worth the $2 investment. And speaking of hemming, so I said I was going to tell you some tricks about hemming flat but keeping your clothes from looking handmade or homemade. You want them to look handmade, handcrafted, you know, the good stuff. So I want to show you something, because I was folding my husband's laundry, and he really doesn't have a lot of handmade. I'm kind of a failure in that way. But do you know what I saw? This right here. You see this seam? That seam means that his store-bought clothes are not hemmed in the round. Can you believe it? Like, seriously, totally not hemmed in the round. So, tips to making it look better, because obviously hemming in the round is optimal, but hemming flat is fast, and sometimes you need fast, right? So, important things to note when you're hemming flat. You have to decide which of your seams do you care about. So which seam is going to be more seen? Is it, hold on, the body seam, which in this case, because it's a knit garment, it's actually a tube. So there's no side seam on this lower hem. So if you're going to be hemming flat and your garment has a sleeve hem and the hem of the lower part of the garment, you have to decide which one do you want to have look perfect. And this is a really important deciding factor. Are people going to see the inside seam of your sleeve, like here, or are they going to see your shirt hem? Well, if you tuck in your shirts, then nobody's ever going to see this hem. But if you don't, and for example, it's a tunic, then this is the hem that you're going to notice. So what do? You've already hemmed it. It's all nice and flat. The seam that you care about that's going to be seen, that's the seam you're going to sew first. So if you're using your serger, your sewing machine, whatever it is, you're going to start from the seam that you care about, because that first seam is the one that's guaranteed to be lined up. When you get to the other side, there are no guarantees. I would like to say that we're all like super awesome seamstresses and it's going to turn out perfect, but let's be real, that's not going to happen. So the hem that you care about is the hem that goes into the machine first, because that's going to be perfectly lined up. That means that when you get to the other side, it may not be so perfect. But I do have some tips for that too. So where's the hem? So if you notice here, this is pretty darn close to perfect. And that means that when they sewed this seam, they started here at this end, ran it to the other side. And I'm sure that if we didn't see the part that got cut off, we'd notice that this didn't line up quite perfectly. But that is okay. Let's see, what have I got? What else have I got? So I did the same thing here because I was feeling really lazy, right? So I've got these cute little baby pants. And this seam is the one where I started, and you see how nice and neat that looks. And then I did the seam all the way to the other side. And you'll notice that this one has a little zag. Like, just it's off by just a little bit. And you can see that tiny little bit. If I were your friend and I was staring that much at your hems that I told you that your hems weren't perfectly lined up, then I should probably be the kind of good friend that would sew your hems for you. So if you have friends who are telling you that your hems are messed up, they're not very good friends, and you should get different friends. And I have one more thing, because we all love these curved hems, right? And there's no way to sew this in the round. It's just simply impossible. But I do like, if I've taken a really big seam allowance and all I've done is serge the edge, or if I didn't serge the edge at all and just left it raw, I do like to take and tack this down. And it takes like 2 seconds. There's like 3 stitches involved. And that keeps it from flipping back and forth. And that's really important if you have someone who's really sensitive to seams, who's, if you have a child who's, you know, really picky about their clothes, you want to make sure that those seams lie flat, because the rubbing back and forth can be really annoying. Okay, so I think I might have been talking too fast, so I'm sorry. Melissa said here that her husband would never complain about her hems. And you know what? A good husband knows that if he complains about hems, he doesn't get handmade clothes. So he's better off just saying how wonderful everything is. All right, go through my list here. All right, so we've got a lot of shop news to cover. So first up, the Mama Can Do It Rosy Ruffles Sew Along. I was going to share with you how far along I've gotten, but this is how far I've gotten. I've cut out my fabric. But if you were planning on sewing along with us, leggings are pretty fast. So if you haven't already, you can catch up. And there is a coupon code in the event for the Rosy Ruffles pattern. So these, I am so looking forward to checking things out and getting caught up. I've got just a couple seams to do. And the reality is it's going to take me maybe 10 minutes to sew those seams. I just didn't have 10 minutes today. So that's the story of my life. Also coming up, where is it? We are getting ready to sponsor the 5 out of 4s, not your average shirt and dress. So we're about to do a sew along, and if you read my blog religiously, you might recognize this dress. It's not a great fit anymore because obviously I'm pregnant and it was meant for a very skinny body. But the thing that I like about the not your average shirt and dress is that there is a maternity modification tutorial in there. It does not include pattern pieces, but it's a pretty quick adjustment. It is breastfeeding friendly, and even though this twisted neckline looks really tricky, once you've sewn it, you'll go, oh, that was no big deal at all, but it looks really complicated, so you can impress your friends and get a super awesome shirt. That is coming up February 5th. So we'll have a coupon code coming soon from 5 out of 4. If you're not a member of their group, definitely head over because they're going to be hosting the sew along this time. And that's it for that one. Okay, I still got more stuff, I think. Let me check. Okay, next, because I keep hearing about it, our Faux Stretch Leather. So there were a lot of questions that got missed last time, and I think it's just a lag. I didn't see the questions. So I'm going to try to cover all the questions, and then we're going to talk about how this is going to work. So this is the big piece that I have in this fabulous beige color, and it does have 50% stretch on the width. It is firm, but it will stretch, and about 25% on the length. Now, I have used a similar fabric to make a Love Notions, oh goodness, illusion skirt, Sybil Illusion. So similar fabric, if you read my blog, you've probably seen the black leather skirt that I made. If you don't, I will get it linked up here shortly. The first thing we need to do to get this pre-ordered is we have to pick colors. And so we've got, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 colors here. We've got to narrow these 16 colors down to 4, maybe 5. So let's get this far enough over. So, and we've got shiny black and matte black, which I'm kind of torn between the two. Olive, a slate color, navy, maroon, coral, mint. I love this gray. Let's see if I can. There we go. It's like a blue steel gray. I just love it. Like, it's just amazing. Then we've got this taupey color. There's a soft pink. There we go. Soft pink. Oh, going this way. Blue, white, silver, gold, and rose gold. Let's see if we can. Okay, so I don't know how anybody's going to narrow this down. Like, I can't even decide between matte black and shiny black. But I will be putting together a quick poll. We can vote. it's going to be a struggle. I'm going to find out how many yards come in these rolls. If they're a little smaller, I can fit more in the shop. But the shop is getting full, and Kevin is starting to give me a hard time and asking me when we're going to stop ordering more stuff and clear out stuff. So that is the last thing I want to cover. And I apologize, my throat's getting kind of weird. We are doing a 3-day sale this weekend, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. It is called our Red, White, and Pink sale. It is to get you ready for Valentine's Day. So, yes, we are early. Valentine's Day is in February. But if you are like me, you have limited sewing time, and you have to account for the time from my shop to your house and then actually getting your stuff sewn. So everything that has either red, white, or pink will be on sale this weekend. I can't remember. I can't remember if we're doing a percentage off or a dollar amount off per yard. I think it's a dollar amount off per yard. It might be $2 off a yard. Gosh, I can't remember. But I will look it up, obviously. That's going to go out in the newsletter tomorrow. So if you want to start building your cart, now is a great time to do that. And, okay. Just double checking my list here. We covered a lot of stuff. So who has questions while I show you all these pretty colors again? Go ahead and start listing those in the comments. So let's start. Yeah, here. It's kind of confusing because my camera shows me the opposite of what I'm doing. So shiny black, matte black, olive, which I think looks amazing. Then we've got like this medium blue, navy. There's taupe and maroon and coral and just, I don't know. I want them all, but I can't fit them into the, I can't fit everything into the shop. I want to just have all the fabric, but there comes a point at which I can't have it all. So I don't see any questions coming up here, and that doesn't mean there aren't. So let me see if there's anything else. Let's see. Anna is saying that she might do the leggings without ruffles because her daughter has started having opinions. So let me tell you that my original plan totally included butt ruffles because, like, how cute is that? But my 5-year-old told me that those are for babies. And she is not a baby. That is what she told me. So she is my baby, and I would still do the butt ruffles, but I want her to actually wear them. So butt ruffles are out. Let's see. Rachel is mentioning that she's hoping her fabric comes in the mail tomorrow. So Rachel is in one of those areas that got totally slammed with snow. And I think it's really funny that their mail gets held up when, like, nothing cancels anything here. The only time we get canceled is ice. And obviously ice is way more dangerous than a little bit of snow. That, and they close the interstate for wind. So let's hope that that never happens when we have shipment of fabric coming in, but it has happened in the past where our fabric was late because they closed the interstate. Let's see, anything else? That looks like it. Let me see if there's any new comments. Melissa has a question. Oh my goodness. Okay. Do I have a price point on the faux leather? I'm supposed to. Oh goodness. I don't know where it is in my email. Otherwise, I would very quickly. I think we're looking at $10 to $12 a yard. And obviously, pre-order price is going to be less than that. So I kind of suck. Okay, what am I planning on making out of the faux leather? What am I not planning on making out of the faux leather? So I could certainly see making a pair of jeggings, definitely jeggings. Either like the Love Notion Sabrina Slims or the Patterns for Pirates SOS SOS pants, or even the J. Lee Eleanor pull-on. So because it's really, really stretchy and soft. And my only concern would be like how breathable it's going to be. So definitely something, if you're going to do full length pants, either stay in a cooler climate or don't be burning a pot like me. Let's see. Other things you can make with faux leather. Oh my God, jackets. You could do raglan sleeves. Like, how cool is that? What else? Like, I could really see like a letter jacket for like a high schooler. I know that Kohl's Creations has a similar style jacket, which I cannot remember the name of, but I have made them out of fleece before, and I think this would look so cool for a kid. So let's see. Rachel's talking about how she was laughing when they drove to the post office. They thought they could pick it up themselves, but apparently their mail carrier keeps it until they feel that it's safe. Ooh, Lori wants faux leather to match the glitter French terry. Oh my goodness. I will have to color match these, Lori, so that you guys can like vote, because oh my God, that would be so epic. Like, it's going to be amazing. Karen's asking, does it breathe? So this is 97% polyester, 3% spandex. It's not going to be super breathable. If you are someone who gets sweaty, it's great to use as accent pieces like sleeves or skirts because you get more airflow. I do believe I think it was Kelly Stevens who made a faux stretch leather circle skirt, and it was so amazing because of how it draped. So that could be a really amazing option if you need something cool. Natasha's thinking it would work great for elbow patches, and I think it really would. It's not, because it's a polyester, it's not going to fray. So, and you could certainly do some really cool cutouts on the edges because it's going to hold that shape. Melissa wants to see the stretch again. So here is the horizontal stretch. And like I said, it's really, really stretchy this way. But it is firm. So you're not going to want to go with like something that's super like fitted because it's going to be uncomfortable. And then here's the vertical. The vertical is not as stretchy, so you're going to have to take that into consideration. Skirts are much less of an issue. Mara's asking how I feel about the Suat Goldie Legs. So I've never sewn that pattern. I do have Stitch Upon a Time patterns, and there are quite a few that I love. Definitely the Scrundle wear, like that is my go-to underwear. And only on a sewing video can I talk about my underwear, right? Because that wouldn't be completely weird. What else do I have? I do have the brassie. I have the shirtsy. I find that they're a little blockier than some other designers, but they're not bad, especially if you're new and need things to just go together and not be too complicated. Natasha's asking if it has to be hemmed, and absolutely not. You could leave these edges completely raw, like watch. All it's going to do is roll. It's going to do absolutely nothing. So you can have these raw edges do all kinds of fun things. Karen's mentioning a Hey June Charleston. And the only reason that dress is not on my list is it is not maternity friendly. I am not going to fit my bump into that dress. Like, it's my favorite dress. I have like 8 of them in my closet, but it's not going to fit my bump. Mara's mentioning Lacala has a free circle skirt pattern on offer right now. And they have gored skirts. This would make amazing gores, like doing something even, jegging, and then using stretch leather. Oh my gosh. You guys have so many great ideas. Karen's asking, how does it wash and dry? So this is a polyester, which means you can be kind of abusive to it. But obviously, if you want your fabric to really last well, don't wash it on hot. Use warm or cool. Less agitation is better. The less often you wash your clothes, the less they're going to wear. Because it's a polyester, I'm not worried about pilling and that sort of thing. And I wouldn't even bother to stick it in the dryer because honestly, it's not really going to absorb water. So you're kind of just washing the surface of it when you're washing it. So it'll probably hang dry fairly quickly, especially if you live in a dry climate. All right, guys, I think we got a little carried away talking about patterns. We are way over time. There's even more questions. Oh my goodness. Lori is saying she did a drama dress from George and Ginger in faux leather. Oh my gosh. Lori, did you put that on your blog? Because if you did, make sure that you leave it on the comments here because I want to see it. Karen's excited about the maroon. Melissa wants moto pants, which obviously are gonna be amazing. Okay, we have to stop talking about patterns because I have to get back to the shop and get the rest of the oatmeal cut. And I still have to get the graphics made for tomorrow's sale and get the newsletter together and basically like do all the things and never sleep ever again. So I want to thank everybody for joining me. We had such a great time talking about patterns, and make sure that you have yourself a clear foot for your machine because it's going to be life-changing for your sewing. And I guess that's it. Keep an eye out for that newsletter in the morning, and I will see you next week.